and thou shalt eat bread at my table. Here we are. The worst that could be is that Mephibosheth looks at him and calls himself, in verse 8, a dead dog. He says to him, he says, now, why is thy servant that thou should look upon such a dead dog as I am? See, sometimes we can be our worst critic when God sees us as the king and queen that you are. See, some of us have been talked down to. Some of us have been mistreated. But can I tell you, you don't have to receive that. You are what God calls you. I heard somebody say the other day, you can call me a whole lot of things, but I am what I respond to. I wish I had a witness. Here it is that he calls him out of Boulevard. Yeah. But his mind was still there. See, isn't it funny how we can come out of something in the physical, but our mind is still in that slavery? Can I remind you that when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they were out in the desert, but their mind was still in bondage. And so it is, you got to not only come out of that situation, but you got to let the Spirit renew your mind. Amen. Yeah, he says, how is it that you can still see me when I'm a dead dog? How is it that you can see me when I'm a nobody? How is it that you can see me when I've done some things that I shouldn't have done? I come to tell somebody that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through, God is able. Do I have a witness here? I know you never would have made it, but God. I know they tried to kill you, but God. I know that your money looking funny, but God. I know you have some secrets nights, but God. I know the hospital with you, but God. I wish I had somebody that would shout hallelujah. And so he says, I want you to come and eat at my table. Verse 11 says, then said I unto the king according, watch this.
Take your
So
time.
all the Lord, the king hath commanded his servant, so shall I do. Oh my God, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I need to pause and let somebody know that God has something for you that you ain't even seen yet. God got something for you that you can't see. He already laid it out, and he got houses that you don't have to build. Understand that he's given him everything that pertains to his father. Oh my God. I thank God for Grandma, because Grandma did some things. Grandma didn't have a lot of money, but she left the one thing that is why I'm here right now. She left a spiritual foundation. Let me tell you something. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't train up a child.
Right.
And so I want to close with this. Verse 11 says, then Zion said unto the king, according to all that you said. That's my version. Can I get more with them? Everything you said, I'll do. And he said, but wait a minute. Mephibosheth himself, will eat at my table. I wish I had a table. He said, Mephibosheth is going to eat bread at my table. But here it is now that verse 12 said that Mephibosheth had a son who was named Micah. And all that dwelt in the house of Zion were servants unto Mephibosheth. Then verse 13 says, so Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continuously at the king's table. But watch this, he was still laying on his feet. Something that tells me no matter what I'm going through, God is able. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what the enemy tried to put on me. I'm still at the king's table. See, somebody in here think that you ain't qualified. But I saw to tell you that it don't matter what you've been through. It don't matter what you look like. You're still qualified. And so it is that you can picture everybody at the table. You had kings at the table. You had servants at the table. Brother Kim that had on both feet. Because see, the Mephibosheth is the one. Why it is for everybody who made it on their own, I'll say I did it. But Mephibosheth is the one that said, if it wasn't for the Lord, oh my God, I never would have made it. I wish I had somebody. And here it is now. You got to understand that there was a tablecloth on the table. But see, he was laying in both legs. But at the table then, all you could see was the chest up. See, you couldn't see his handicap underneath the table. So in other words, at the table, he looked just like everybody else. I wish I had somebody that understanding it does not matter what you're going through. I'm going to close right here. When I tell you that God is able, and I tried to fathom, Danny, what in the world was a conversation between David and Mephibosheth? And the Lord said to me, Rasheen, he said, remove the wine that was on the table. First lady, it wasn't how good the string beans was. It wasn't how rich the cake was. But he told him, he said, let me tell you what your father did for me. All right. He said, watch this, catch this down. He said, now listen, your father saved me from my enemy. Oh, good God. That's going to bless somebody. He said, when I was just a little boy, your father took off his garment, and he blessed me. When your daddy tried to kill me, your father came and told me to run away. When your daddy tried to shut me up, he said, well, you got to get out of here, David. All I'm trying to tell you is that when the enemy's on your trail, the Lord will send a word your way and tell you to action. I never would have made it. So I asked the question. I know everybody ain't from Warwood, but can I ask the question, is there any good thing can come from Warwood? I wish I had a witness. That if you would just allow God, he'll do the rest. Because if it wasn't for him, I never would have made it. Do I have a witness here? If he can save the Hebrew boys, then surely he can save me. If he can walk on water and turn water into wine, surely he can save me. If he can go to the cross on Calvary's hill, with nails in his hand, die on one day, rise with all power in his hand, surely he can save you. Outside somebody that shall know it. Never would have made it. Never would have made it. I'm done.
All right.